community leader, activist, all of that good stuff, man. And he doing something special for the youth.
Yeah, man.
Around North Georgia. Jay Bailey to the microphone. What up, Jay?
Man, it's so good to be on the Crush again, brother.
What's happening, my guy?
Man, I'm talking about from the first time y'all got on the mic to right now, y'all superstars, y'all killing the game. I'm just honored to be here. Hey, get this picture, bro. Intern, make sure I get a picture. Boy, because I'm framing this man. Hey, the good frame, too, not like the Walmart frame. Hey, man. We got to sit in the mic.
You know, we practice. Let me ask you this, man. When you came up with the idea, I think people need to understand it. It is awesome. February 20th in the cab. I want you to tell where, what's going on.
Damn.
You said, I want people to Black Panther, this black superhero.
Sure.
And I want kids to be able to see the superhero because images matter.
Yes.
What made you come up with the concept? What made you just think about it and get to this point where you got
it? Was a no-brainer. I was on a flight from California back to Atlanta. And Captain America Civil War. This is where they introduced the character Black Panther. And as soon as I saw a brother whose father was the king and the respect that he was given, wealthy and all these other things, bro, I went from a 40-year-old man to a 12-year-old kid. I was sitting on that plane just eyes struck. Because never in my life. Think about all the people we idolized or admired, from Jesus Christ to Santa Claus to Superman to Batman. They don't look like us. And finally, we got a brother on screen, big budget, who's the wealthiest man in the world. His country's leading in science and technology and mathematics. And he's a brother from Africa, unashamedly. Bro, when do we get to see those images? Ever. It's not happened in my lifetime. So it was a no-brainer. As soon as I heard they were coming out with a movie, I said it back in August of 2016. But look, man, as soon as they release it, we're going to buy out a theater. We're going to take many kids, hundreds of kids. We're going to see it. And that's actually manifested.
Now, the rough estimate is 700 plus.
725 right
now. 725.
725, 100 volunteers. And we're trying to have a whole village come back out to welcome them 725 kids back out to the community. It's going to be a beautiful thing. From the minute we pick them up, Mace, in luxury charter buses, we're going to tell them the story and the narrative of Africa and Wakanda and weave it all in. A full cultural experience with drummers and singers and dancers. We want them to see themselves in this whole day. So it's more than a movie for us. From the minute we pick them up to the minute we drop them off, we want their entire experience to be regal. So we need the whole village. We've had over 650 individuals giving us from $1 to $1,000. That's what's made it so special. So yeah, man, we are overly excited. We want to give these kids the kind of experience that says, you know what? I'm worth this coming. I see my reflection on the screen. And I'm royal, and I'm regal, and I can be strong, and I can be intelligent, and I can be respectable and deserve respect.
Who was one of the, you talk about people in politics and things like that, but who was one of the first people in that area that came to you and said, we're going to do this here?
Well, here's what happened. I put it out there. I need a theater. Somebody tell me where I can buy a theater. Went to a couple theaters. I guess they looked at dollar signs and maybe potential revenue. Got a couple of no's. Give a big shout out to Katarina Taylor. She's a history maker in and of herself. First female president and CEO of the DeKalb Chamber of Commerce. And she's a sister. And she said, don't worry about it, I'm going to make a phone call. So she linked up with the Movie Tavern at North Lake. Coincidentally, this was the theater that I used to go to as a kid. And now I'm back here buying it out to take 700 kids to the movies. So it's just God moving, man. And so, yeah, it's the community. And I think more than anything else, the thing that humbles me most, I'm not a wealthy guy. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a ball player. I'm just a guy that called on friends and pulled the community together. So when we start thinking about, can we be the change that we want to see in the world? We start saying, we can manifest the things we want to see in our communities. This one event is proof of that.
Now, you've been getting, I saw you just broke out, the kids are going to get the posters, the actual movie posters.
Oh, we got all kind of stuff.
So once the snowball effect came in, she giving me the sign. So just think about this as we go to break.
For sure.
But like I say, you got posters. You making this a true event for these kids. When we come back, who donated the posters? And can I get one?
Man, of course.
We'll be right back, man.
Of course.
I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge?
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? Nope. Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend?
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit a public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Vince Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com, and let Truisms help you to the next level.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
This is Bobby Yoller from the Ohio State. I'm kicking with the Crush on Sensation Station Network.
Hey, we're back. Sitting here with I got James Bailey. That's him. Hey, we forgot about that. We're still talking about this great event he got going on February 20th. Is it Welcome to Wakanda? Is the way we name it?
Atlanta, Wakanda. Atlanta is Wakanda. If you want to get into that, we'll be here for another 2 days.
Yeah, I know, right? That's right.
I'll go all day about that.
I was like, Atlanta is Wakanda, but make sure you
Without a
got a
doubt. But so we were talking about it off air. Tell everybody how Disney stepped up and how just everybody continues to want to pour into this event.
It's a story of stone soup, man. Everybody doing their parts, you know, what they can contribute, what they can give to make this a great event for all. Disney heard about what we were doing. The regional rep called me up and said, can I send you posters? I said, well, I got 725 kids. He said, all right, what's the address? So at my doorstep, about 2-3 days later, there's a big heavy box on my doorstep. I open it up. Posters, official movie posters. I mean, it's been so good. Organizations like Chick-fil-A feeding all the kids, giving them food to go back home with. Towels and cups being donated. It's just been great.
And just tell them what all the kid will get. You talked about it, but the kid comes in, what all they get?
Oh, from top to bottom, man. So they get luxury transportation. Like I said, we got full entertainment, drummers, singers, and dancers, and cosplayers. We're going to have kings and queens on thrones, and the whole purple carpet experience. The very same company that made the big Step on Repeat banner for the original premiere, we got the same company making ours. We got the purple carpet. We feed them hot lunch, unlimited popcorn, gifts and everything else. They're getting books. And we got some of the, I can't even really say it over the radio yet, but the folks we got coming to talk to kids in the theaters after the movie's over, we about to blow this thing up. Mace, when I talk about what y'all gonna see the day after, I'm like, what? Going on here? Because we bring in heat. And so, but it's been like that. It's been the village coming together. This person heard about this person, and this person told this person. But that's what it's all about.
And it's crazy because when you put it out there, I was like, oh, I'm going to sponsor a kid every week. 1 week, okay, we got to get somebody else. And when you talk about the community involvement, like say, You just make one phone call. You just put it out there in the atmosphere. Everything you do, you kind of do like that, Jay. Where does that come from? Your pride for the community and wanting to always make sure that we good.
You have to. It's up to us. My personal motto is build as we climb. And it's build as we climb rather than lifting as we climb. Some say, because I believe if you build this staircase, people can climb it forever. If I'm strictly lifting you up, I got to be present.
Right.
We got to build an infrastructure, ecosystem where we are always continually thinking about the next generation. I mean, Mace, you know, the story that a lot of folks have heard from me, but most don't know, man, I was homeless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, being at the bottom and being on my back and looking at the people that helped me get back on my feet, man, I owe a tremendous debt to so many. And I see so many kids that don't have an opportunity, that if the community just stepped up a little,
Right.
because we all know that it only takes that one experience, that one person you see fall. That's it. And it ain't rocket science. And everybody's a product of exposure and things that they see. That's why Phoenix, we have a one-word mission statement. We want to cloud it with commas, flowery poetry language. Our mission statement is one word, exposure. So we think it's the most critical piece of how you change a kid's life.
Speaking of this, last time you did this creative Phoenix start.
Yes, sir.
Where is Phoenix right now? Where is Phoenix Foundation?
I had a big meeting today, man. I took 2 years after leaving my last organization to kind of just be passionate and just figure out where my place was in the world, disconnect from my whole program and think about how I can have impact. And we got something coming up now with some major partners that I think is a game changer. And it's all focused on exposure. I think it's going to light the city on fire as far as kids being engaged and connected to the city of Atlanta, because I think we do a very poor job of showing kids where they fit in this city. I think we do a very poor job of saying and telling the narrative of what makes the city special to the next generation. So we got a whole lot of kids growing up in Atlanta and never developing a love for Atlanta because they ain't seen it.
Right. Right. Well, one of the things I promised you when we did a career day together, I was just always enamored about how you just went about it. I was like, Jay challenged me to make sure that I just get out in the school.
Yeah.
And because of you,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, need me, call me, I'm there.
Right, that's all it is. There's so much power in your presence. I mean, just showing up. I mean, for a kid to know that somebody showed up for, we may take it for granted. But for somebody like you, Mace, you Blaze, is talking to them, not at them.
Right.
It's not preaching to them, but building with them. That's the energy that y'all bring to a classroom. Because most people take pity. And they can feel that. They can feel the kid, the person in front of the room is just saying, you should do this, and if you were like me, that ain't what you're trying to do. And so, no, bro, we need folks like the both of you coming and saying, just look at y'all's story. Y'all got this out the mud. They don't want to hand you a radio show. Come on, buddy. You better tell them again. So I remember the first room y'all were in. You know what I'm saying? I was there when y'all had the first room.
In the bedroom, baby.
Come on, bro.
Hey.
And so you got this out of mud. You said, I want to do this, and it manifested itself. And that's the message we're talking about, Blaze, even with this movie. We want kids to see this movie, then we just make that happen. Period.
Hey, we come back. We got to talk about that. Just probably get about the city for these kids. That's the big thing we talk about. Hey, man, I'm telling y'all, this guy here,
This my guy.
Oh, man, y'all my guys. I'm so proud of y'all.
we'll be right back.
I'm more resourceful than I thought.
My suit can still make an impression.
My video games are still game changers.
And my lamp can bring others a bright future.
Because when I donate my stuff to Goodwill,
It helps fund job
in my community,
a second chance too.
Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. That's goodwill.org. This message brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. I want to be a warm fleece on a cold day.
Football
I want to be
stadium.
a bike that races around the country.
I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Twin Sports TV, and shout out to The Crush on Sensation Station Network. Get your game up. Woo!
They might roll in with this. Hey, man, we in here with I got the Origin Software question interview with I got Jay Bailey.
My man.
Hey, man, I'm just telling you right now. But, Jay, I just want to go back to what you talked about a little bit earlier about exposure, and particularly in the city of Atlanta. We know Atlanta is black Hollywood, it's black this, it's black that.
You got to stop that.
But for what you've seen, is it? Are we getting these kids
No.
to that next level like we should?
Absolutely not. Broke my heart. I tell you, 4 weeks, right before Christmas time gets past. 3 weeks before Christmas, I took a group of 10 kids, and I said, okay, name me the top 3 places you want to go in Atlanta, and we'll figure out a way to get you there. Broke my heart that 3 of them said Target. Not because they just wanted to go shopping, but they were kids, and they saw in the little sales papers and online that they thought Target had the best toys, and they had never been to Target. And we got kids on the west side, triangulated by college campuses, Georgia Tech to the north, Georgia State and Emory to the east, the whole AUC to the south. Ain't never set foot on a college campus. They got the best views of the skyline. That's why it's called a bluff, because it's the highest point in the city.
Without a doubt.
And it's got the best skyline views. But the kids that live there, they don't see a single building in that skyline that they can relate to or connect with. We're not doing a good job. We're so important, but we're not impactful. Everybody's worried about being important. Wow. Where's the impact?
When we were, while I was coaching high school football, one of the things that we always wanted to make sure we did was take kids outside of the city limits, and it would always shock me. Once we got outside 25, I would always make sure I would look back and just look at their faces once they see the trees and like it's no. I was like, it's amazing that, but it's that word you keep talking about, exposure.
Bruh, one of the first times when I got in the game about 10 years ago, Blaze, I took a group camping off of Bankhead. They started cheering when we got on the highway. Yeah. And not like a regular just we going somewhere, but they were happy.
Right.
Because they were getting on the highway.
Right. Wow. They used to taking back roads. They Bankhead, cut across.
Because if you live your
MLK.
entire existence in a 10 square block area.
Right.
Your grandma was on public transportation. Your mama on public transportation. And you don't get to go nowhere. How do you dream, Maceo?
Right.
If you live your entire existence in that. And the equation is the same. We talk about exposure. It's the same equation. Kids in Buckhead want to be doctors, lawyers, accountants, and consultants. Why? It's what they see.
That's
it's
all
not
they see.
complicated.
That's all they
Kids
see.
on the south side want to be rappers, athletes, and dope boys. Why? Because it's what they see.
That's what they see.
It's not that. It's no more complicated than that.
And it's funny. I can remember, and I can laugh about it now, but I can remember when we would come back. So, you come back to school, first day of school. Yep. I always talk about your summer vacation.
Yes, sir.
We traveled so much in our family, like, everybody would be like, man, so where y'all go?
Y'all ain't there.
So, and it's like you would have to bring pictures, because they like, man, bring that. Like, I would have to sneak photo albums out the house. So I could, but never really realizing what that did for, kids in the class, or just, it's just, that word exposure is so big, Jay. It's so big.
Be next to a kid the first time he see the ocean and he's 14 years old or 19 years old. Maybe he got a scholarship to Bethune-Cookman.
Boy.
And he from the inner city.
And go down there to the beach.
And ain't never seen the ocean.
He ain't never coming home.
And he 19 years old.
He ain't never coming home. Change his life. He ain't never coming home.
Come on, man. Think about it.
He ain't never
We take
coming home.
so much for granted. So when you talk about this Black Hollywood thing, as long as we stay Black Hollywood, we'll never be Wakanda.
Exactly. Very good.
Black Hollywood has to crumble.
Because we too busy trying to be, what you say, important and not impactful.
It's not enough reach.
Gotta be.
It's not enough reach.
So from this, Jay, and when we talk about it, we hoping that more and more of this comes out. 725 week. The message that you mainly want to get out of this, from not just from the kids, from what people see and, and the things that you want people to see. What do you mainly want this message to be?
We can be our own solutions. I think so often the conversation always goes when we talk about fixing something in the community. Yeah. Call Oprah, call Tyler Perry, call LeBron James, and it's always wealth and solutions are always wrapped around entertainment and athletes.
Exactly. Right.
But I'm saying, hey man, no other community sees it that way but us.
Right.
Only one.
So if we want to see something happen, we can make it happen.
It's funny that's time you visited that Jewish place and you saw where they do things and where they work inside.
That Jewish place, Israel?
No. The church that you went to and you saw the banking thing.
Oh yeah.
And how they say, they ain't got no superstar. They still.
Oh yeah, man.
Put it out there, but
don't get me shot. But it's a loan program, 0 interest.
I ain't talking about Teller, but I'm just talking about how they. To piggyback off what you just said.
That's the game.
They take care of themselves.
They take care of themselves. Right. They don't call for this higher person. They say, let's do it ourselves.
I tell you, bro, I think I've told you the story before, man. Very wealthy Jewish man was in my office. We were sitting there talking. He said, Jay, I'm disappointed in the way y'all interact with the community. I said, well, what do you mean? He says, well, why doesn't folks like Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, why don't they do more? I said, oh, that's interesting. In your community, when something needs to get fixed, do you call Steven Spielberg? Do you even think of him?
Bam.
Or do you make 5 phone calls in your same subdivision, and for the most part, it's done?
It still get it done. Get it done.
So don't we have to move this notion that all our wealth comes from entertainment and athletes? We have the power within our communities. Let's go make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Hey, man, we'll be right back.
One in 7 Americans will struggle with addiction during their lifetime. Want to know how you can help? Go to heretolisten.com for tips and tools to help turn addiction around. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Whoa, long time no see. It's me, the rock t-shirt in the back of your closet. Dude, remember? You crowd surfed in me, man. But you haven't worn me in like forever. I get it, you're retired, but I still got some rock left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
This is University of Georgia linebacker Demetrius Douglas. You're tuned in to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
Cause
man. We gotta get him back on. It's been a while. We back, man. Jay Bailey,
my man,
CEO of Phoenix Leadership Foundation. Also got other things popping and cooking and frying. But the big thing we got is February 20th. Big event.
Yes, sir.
Atlanta, Wakanda. We're going to watch it. It's going to be great. 725 kids, entertaining from, almost made me like, yo, Jay, can I go?
Come on, man.
But I'll be in Chicago.
Probably going to make me cry.
Hey, man.
I'm probably going to cry in the car.
And I ain't even going to be ashamed about it. I'm going live crying. Yeah.
We already said we're going to watch about 10 times. So, y'all, I'm telling you right now, Jennifer, I'm sorry.
Minimum.
My ticket's going to be, I'm going to be at the movie theater a lot. Like, yo, can I get that Black Panther?
Cha-ching.
Glaze, I might buy out a whole theater just so I can see it by myself and just sit in the middle.
Yeah, just right there in the middle.
So I ain't got to worry about hearing nobody talk.
I'm talking about, hey, man, I'm going to just have to, baby, the mortgage ain't going to be paid. This got to happen.
Hey, bruh, put your phone down.
Quit recording. What is wrong with you?
I wish one of y'all would watch this movie on y'all Fire Stick.
Yeah, we need to be our own police.
I'm reporting you. I'm reporting you.
You know
I'm calling the FCC.
I'm taking that back to Glenwood Road on that. Like, the old Jay going to have to come out for that. Like, yeah, I heard it and seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, your eyes swole up. You ain't going to watch it tonight.
Hey, Jay.
Both eyes swole up.
And I'm going to snatch your chain.
Hey, Queen B, 1992, wanted to ask Jay, what was the purpose of taking the kids to the movies? Let them know again.
What was the purpose of taking the kids to the movie?
Yes.
I think it's critically important that kids know that their reflection can be intelligent, can be wealthy, can be strong, can be powerful, but most importantly, can be regal.
Right.
We don't have those images, and I think images matter.
Right.
And so they need to see that. If we're going to change the narrative of what kids think about themselves, we got to change what they see.
Well,
and this movie could be a big part of it. So some people want to box it in, but we got to understand the science has already told you. I posted about the doll study a little while ago, how children think the white doll is good and the black doll is bad.
Right.
The white doll is beautiful, the black doll is ugly. The white doll is nice and the black doll is mean.
Right.
This comes from imagery.
Right. And some of the important imagery that we do miss is like positive TV shows, like
Come on.
a different world, Cosby Show, a different world. It was without a doubt. I knew I was going to college, but that right there, I was like, bruh.
Sent you to Morris Brown.
But I can't wait till I hit campus. It's like
Morris
that.
Brown.
Man, I'm dressing like Dwayne Wayne every day.
And we think, I don't know why we tend to think it's not that powerful.
Oh.
When Public Enemy came out, I was the first to get one of them little leather medallions with Africa on it when everybody was Afrocentric. Didn't nobody drink 40 ounces to NWA and the West Coast started making them positive. When you talk about a different world in college and everything else, these images matter because they shape the way we live our lives.
Right. We all dressed. Theo them always wore I had the Princeton sweatshirt.
Come on, man.
Because Theo them, they always wore college sweatshirts and stuff like that. And imagery is so
scientific.
important.
The HBCU community saw an incredible increase in enrollments when that show came out. It was a TV show with a fictional college. But in real life, enrollments went up.
Yeah.
There's a correlation. Images matter.
That's why I was, I don't want to get into the whole Cosby thing, but that's why I was very heated when they took it off the air because I thought that was another play. But we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Big thing about this Black Panther 2, Michael Kugler is the director. Yep. The young man who did Fruitvale Station. And also, why am I slipping with the memory? He did another big movie, Creed. With that is the director. So this is just not a white director doing it. This is a young guy, 31 years old, who's doing it. So the imagery keeps going. So his vision is in it. And I think that's what people got to understand. You got Angela Bassett. You got the old time fine.
Look here,
Angela Bassett.
He loved Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan,
Michael
all
B.
his movies.
Jordan.
He makes sure Michael B. Jordan get a check.
That's a community, right?
Oh,
That's my dog.
That's
so
what it's supposed to.
Get a check.
That's what we supposed to do because it's always been done on the other side.
Come on, I got you, dude. You were here. You were in the gym with me.
Yeah.
So guess what? We gonna work.
We gonna work.
Come on, man.
Hey, man. Biggest thing. Speaking of Jay Bailey, we always talk about what you're doing. What keeps you passionate daily?
Man, it's my why. There's so much I'm not doing, Glaze. It keeps me up at night, man. I know right now my only argument and my complaint is I can't do 1,400. And when folks come to me like, man, you know, I was going to do something, but you doing something. No, bruh.
Don't
do
that.
Hey, no. If it's 5 kids, if it's 2, if it's 90, I'm shouting out to Kenzie Gunner, who's taking her and her father in Athens, taking 90 kids. My boy Kevin Grimes, he's taking 50 kids from there or 90 kids in their neighborhood, and they're taking them. It ain't about me.
Yeah. Quit trying to make it a competition.
I'm only doing 700. They clearly millions of kids in Atlanta.
Yeah. Me and Glaze always say this in what we're doing. We're not in competition with nobody who's doing this.
Come on.
We can all work together and find, like, listen, because the more we do it together, the more reach we have.
Yeah. Oh, every day.
So I think people really get that mixed up, like, oh, man, you know, he kind of jerk. Now, listen, if you need to know something, I will tell you. I will tell you how.
We go into these press conferences and make sure it ain't many of us.
No.
So why are we competing with the other black radio sports show?
They not. They
ain't worried about y'all.
They high-fiving and everything.
So when there's 1 million kids out there in the Atlanta area alone, why we worry about he did 725, I ain't going to do it? That's crazy.
Bro, it's killing me. And this whole notion, man, like you were saying, Mace, around, you know, we got this notion that, well, if I got $1 million, I ain't really trying to let Glaze get $1 million, because then it's 2 of us with $1 million.
Right.
We don't want 2 people.
And I'm less special. Man,
the only
come
one
on. That's that black Hollywood we got to get rid of.
You're still special.
I think we're losing time. I saw them lotion hands.
They glistening.
I saw it gleam. That's why I caught my eye.
Hey, what we going to do, man? I want to do this. I'm bringing Big Lewis in as well.
Sure.
In this Crush Rundown, make sure I want to do a little something else. I want to just talk about our community with Jay.
Okay.
And, you know, all us in here, so we can talk about it from a sports world to entertainment to just the next generation. We're going to do it in the rundown. So y'all, when we come back, y'all be ready for it. Stay with us. It's the Crush.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Marie Callender's knows that you may not have time to roll out dough for a perfectly flaky crust that's made from scratch, or enough time to mix vegetables with all white meat chicken and a homemade gravy. She knows you may not have a moment to crimp the edges of your favorite chicken pot pie, but Marie Callender's does. And when she's done, all you need to do is find time to grab someone special, sit down, and savor. Marie Callender's, it's time to savor.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay. Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is big business. This is the American way.
Station Network.
See ya.
Hey, going to this Crush Rundown brought to you by Phoenix Senior Living. When it comes to your loved one, everything matters, and it matters to us. Go to Phoenix Senior. That's PhoenixSRLiving.com to find out more on how Phoenix Senior Living can provide personalized compassion service for your seniors. Hey, man, we're...
when I get old.
Yeah, hey, man. Chilling out. Shout out to our boy Jesse. Hey, man, so we're into the rundown, and I want to take a moment. I brought the 6'8" guy. We can only see his throat when he walked through the door.
That's still the funniest comment I've ever heard. All I saw was brother's throat.
I said, yeah, he gonna come in. He gonna be real tall. Man. He come in.
Like
Hey,
that.
speaking of which, man, I saw Artist Gilmore. He's still 7'2".
Every bit up.
Yeah, boy, that was a big dude. I wanted to bring y'all in, man. We're talking about what Jay got going on February 20th and continue with things like that within the community. We see things in the sports world as well, where things like this matter. And it just seems like from that aspect of when we get to these youth, Jay made a good point. Actors, entertainers, what was it? You say entertainers, sports, or dope boys. In our community, we need to continue these type things. And I think the one thing that Jay, we all want to just want y'all to chime in on, is just doing something. And doing something. Quit waiting for Tyler Perry to write a check and things like that. Y'all thoughts on doing more things like Welcome to Wakanda or Atlanta Wakanda and things of that nature in our community?
You know, one of my sayings, brothers, find problems you can do something about and do something.
Well,
I think we spend so much time talking about what should happen. And I promised myself, my slogan for on January 1st, somewhere in December, I said, you know what, I want to get completely out of the what we should be doing business. Because there's something I can do. I can't worry about what we should be doing, could be doing. What can I do? And that part is real. So, and to your point, I'll shut up after this, though. When you talk about athletes and exposure, there's nothing more crushing, Coach, from finding a 5'4" point guard who's been training his whole life for this next level because it's the only dream he's ever had.
Right.
And then finding he doesn't have what it takes to go to the next level. And what does he do then? When you see that spirit get taken from that kid, and he has no other dream, and his hope is then gone, you got the most dangerous thing on the planet is a kid with no hope. And so when we start talking about exposure for even talented kids that are gifted with sports and everything else, they got to not just a college education to fall back on, they got to have an aspiration to fall back on.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that. The main reason that we decided doing the recruiting show was because I think we don't say it enough. You use your talent to get this free education. Get that college degree. We don't hear it enough because what you set yourself up for is success. And once you leave, because the thing about it, we do know the numbers. We've all heard the numbers. Maybe they don't hear it enough. Everybody's not going pro. Everybody's not going pro. It's okay to, hey, if you ride the bench, it's okay. Still do your schoolwork, still do the things you have to do, and then there's nothing wrong with a kid. You just talked about kids who this is dream. We just don't tell them enough. Like you said, everybody, hey, I'm gonna go to the studio. I'm gonna do it. No.
Recruit truth, Coach. You go and you see these kids, and you recruit kids in certain areas of the world, and the talented. What are some of the things that you've seen that you just say, man, I hope they know more than just shooting the ball in the basket?
You know, I probably, and I've talked about this story before. It's a young man, Torrey Jackson, recruited him. He was in Buena Vista, Michigan, right outside of Saginaw, and we all know what was going on there at the time. He was the 13th of 14 kids, and the thing that really stuck out to me was when we were in his house that night, his mom's like, you gotta get him out of here. And that, of all the stories I can think of, that's the one that's probably the most successful to me, because he got his education at Notre Dame. He decided he went and played ball over in Europe. Torrey was only about 6 feet. But then he made the decision to go back to his hometown and become the basketball coach there because he wanted to help the next wave come out. And it wasn't because he was using basketball. He wanted to use himself as the example.
Right.
But he went and got a high-level education. And with that education, he had that aspiration to go back. You said two very powerful words in this room. I was sitting there writing in my book, hope and empowering. If kids don't have hope And it goes back, Biggie Smalls had, still today, one of the best lines. You either sling a crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. Right?
Yes, sir.
And I used to tell guys this all the time. You don't want to be known for that.
Yep.
You know, we need more doctors, more lawyers, more orthopedics, more, trainers, things of that nature. I'm not talking about training a sport, but athletic training, where you use your mind. I have 2 teenage girls, Jay, and I tell them this all the time. I want you to follow your dreams, but if you fall short, you got to learn how to get yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again, right? But in certain places and in certain instances, when you don't have hope, and you're right, that 5'4" young man to where he's like, I'm going to go play ball, and you take that hope away, and they don't have that plan B. Man, it is a sad thing to see because now they go into survival mode by any means necessary.
Yes, sir.
And that's probably one of the biggest tragedies. You see it in sports today. That's why, when you talk to certain guys about finances and things of that nature, they look at you differently because they never seen you in that role.
Yep.
They've seen a certain guy look a certain way. I'll tell you, middle-aged, white man, wire-rimmed glasses, beer guts, pot bellies. We talked about that off air. But that's all they've seen.
Right.
And they're conditioned to what they see. And the thing is like until you make the change, which is very important with Black Panther coming out, and hopefully other movies will follow along this road. And y'all were in here earlier. Yeah, I couldn't wear that Dwayne Wayne stuff because I wasn't that cool. But yeah, I was kind of a nerd in high school. But seriously, between the Cosby Show, in a different world, it was no doubt all 4 boys in my house were going to college.
Right.
It's just no doubt. And it was a game changer.
Fictitious images
Exactly.
that manifested themselves into realistic outcomes. And I guarantee there's not a person that went to college, either if you graduated or not, that didn't pull a best friend out of it, didn't pull a homeboy out of it, didn't pull somebody that's still significant in their life today from their college experience. So we even talk about education. That's one thing.
Right.
When you get pulled from your mama and daddy's house, and you got to live on your own, and I got to rely on you to make it, and you my homeboy that's going to sneak me in the party, and you my plug over at the store that you're working in just to make ends meet, but I get my polos for 20% off. Life is about relationships.
Absolutely.
It's all about relationships. And I think college is the one ground where you start to learn how to build true relationships outside of the umbrella of mama or daddy or uncle or grandma.
Without a doubt.
And it's bigger than just the books.
Right.
Everybody take us a quick break. Stay with us. Don't leave. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
One of the most dominant home courts.
You can't touch me, you're not man enough. And that's all she wrote.
Unity leader, activist, all of that good stuff, man. And he doing something special for the youth.
Yeah, man.
Around North Georgia. Jay Bailey to the microphone. What up, Jay?
Man, it's so good to be on the Crush again, brother.
What's happening, my guy?
Man, I'm talking about from the first time y'all got on the mic to right now, y'all superstars, y'all killing the game. I'm just honored to be here.
Hey,
Get this picture, bro. Intern, make sure I get a picture. Boy, because I'm framing this man.
Hey,
the good frame, too, not like the Walmart frame.
Hey, man.
We got to sit in the mic.
we practice. Let me ask you this, man. When you came up with the idea, I think people need to understand it. And it's awesome. February 20th in the cab. I want you to tell where what's going on.
Yeah.
You said I want people to see Black Panther, this black superhero.
Sure.
And I want kids to be able to see the superhero because images matter.
Yes.
What made you come up with the concept? What made you just think about it and get to this point where you got
It was a no-brainer. I was on a flight from California back to Atlanta, and Captain America: Civil War. This is where they introduced the character Black Panther. And as soon as I saw a brother whose father was the king and the respect that he was given, wealthy, and all these other things, bro, I went from a 40-year-old man to a 12-year-old kid. I was sitting on that plane just eyes struck because never in my life. Think about all the people we idolized or admired, from Jesus Christ to Santa Claus to Superman to Batman. They don't look like us. And finally, we got a brother on screen, big budget, who's the wealthiest man in the world. His country's leading in science and technology and mathematics. And he's a brother from Africa, unashamedly. Bro, when do we get to see those interviews? Ever. It's not happened in my lifetime. So it was a no-brainer. As soon as I heard they were coming out with a movie, I said it back in August of 2016. But look, man, as soon as they release it, we're going to buy out a theater. We're going to take many kids, hundreds of kids. We're going to see it. And that's actually manifested.
Now, the rough estimate is 700 plus.
725 right now.
725.
725, 100 volunteers. And we're trying to have a whole village come back out to welcome them 725 kids back out to the community. It's going to be a beautiful thing. From the minute we pick them up, mates, in luxury charter buses, we're going to tell them the story and the narrative of Africa and Wakanda and weave it all in. A full cultural experience with drummers and singers and dancers. We want them to see themselves in this whole day. So it's more than a movie for us. From the minute we pick them up to the minute we drop them off, we want their entire experience to be regal. So we need the whole village. We've had over 650 individuals giving us from $1 to $1,000. And that's what's made it so special. So yeah, man, we are overly excited. We want to give these kids the kind of experience that says, you know what? I'm worth this country. I see my reflection on this screen. And I'm royal, and I'm regal, and I can be strong, and I can be intelligent, and I can be respectable and deserve respect.
Who's one of those?
Man, you. And when it finally came, they were like, oh, man, you ain't right.
I ain't gonna lie. A trip I had to take out west of Colorado, right? Yeah. Right before NWA came out.
Oh, boy.
I got the NWA tape before it came to Atlanta. I was in a talent show and did Express Yourself by Dre and killed it. Boy, I'm expressing with my full capabilities. Now I'm living in correctional facilities. But I killed it. Killed it. Then about 2 months later, it came out.
In hip-hop, everybody, they call that biting.
Bite them. Yow. Yow.
How long it took you to get it, man? You were like,
bro, I was killing them. They're like, dog.
Rewind it back. Listen to it. Rewind it back.
Oh, you had to take it.
All right, I got that down. Let me rewind it back one more time. Listen, Cole, I had started writing the words down so I could get them, and then I practiced. Met this girl. Her name was Joan. I love her. Like, what? I'm killing them. Yeah, man. Man, he's nice. He's tight. My album coming out soon, y'all.
Hey, Rops.
But it all comes back to that exposure,
right?
And we got to get these young men and women out of these situations, and give them an opportunity to be exposed to certain things that they might never have an opportunity to give them hope to say there's that potential to get to this place, because everybody is not going to be 6'10", 250 with a great jump shot, or I mean, it doesn't happen. From college to the NBA only takes 1% of players. 1% from college
it's less than that
to the pros. And what people fail to realize, when there's a new person that comes in, somebody's got to go out.
Wow, put it in perspective.
So you changing somebody's life, their way of living, their standard of living. And a lot of times, the reason why 60% of NBA, 78% of NFL guys go broke within 3 to 5 years is plain and simple. They do not lower the standard of living because they're just so used to it. But the money stops coming in.
We come back, man. We're going to do one more piece with our boy Jay. We're going to talk about the event again because I got to make sure everybody just understands.
For sure.
You know, it's full to capacity.
Rolls Royces.
Pull out your medallions. And
shout out to RML.
You got to have your line fur, too, with the actual line head on your coat.
Let them wait.
We'll be right back.
The Women of Power Summit, brought to you by Black Enterprise, highlighting the best in Black excellence for over 4 decades. This year's summit will be held in Florida, and we're inviting all of our listeners to come and enjoy the magic. March 7th through the 10th, 4 days in sunny Orlando with over 1,000 energized, influential women, intentional in growth and substance over competition. Undivided is how we'll stand with the Women of Power. It's the summit you can't afford to miss, from the Macy's shopping party to the Ultimate Girls Night Turn Up or the 13th Annual Legacy Awards with previous recipients like Alfred Woodard and Henry
Bria, Vanessa Williams, Felicia Rashad, Ruby D to this year's Donna Brazil, Jen Kennedy, Overton, Carmen D. Lavalade, and Edith Cooper. It's power on your own terms. Jerry G from Sensation Station's Destiny Talk will be your guide for your ultimate summit experience. Stop right now. Go to ssnatl.com to start your powerful journey. Click the links for more info or go to blackenterprise.com/WPS.
Women are power.
When it comes to saving money, don't act like a baby.
Goo goo gaga.
Be the boss and make a budget.
I'm the boss, baby.
You're the boss of me.
I am the boss of you.
Are not.
M2.
Are not.
M2.
Need a little help?
Aren't you going to do any work?
I'm very busy delegating.
Create a personalized savings plan.
We can share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
And get other tools and tips at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Sensation Station Network.
How that we'd have your attention. That was real?
Yeah, it was.
Hey, we're back, man. And, we just had a laugh during the break.
Hey, man. Turn that up. You turn that up, Leo? No, you can't do that. All right.
What is that, velvet?
He's got his own
What is that, velvet?
Hit the jackpot, baby. He's rich.
I mean, he's rich.
Yeah.
When I say he got his own money, he's got his own money. What?
Boy, I'm telling y'all right now, if you ain't seen Coming to America,
Oh, stop it.
Shame on you.
Stop it.
Shame on you.
Cut your.
Yeah. Move out your neighborhood right now.
Because like you say, Jay, Between, it was one of the movies that even your parents like, yeah, you need to see this.
I told you my mom was a huge stickler. Like, she wouldn't let me see nothing. Because I was bad enough. So she didn't want no other influences in. When she saw Coming to America, she came back home and was like, we going tomorrow. Wow. Literally. Because she saw Eddie Murphy and the way he was dressed and the way he carried himself. And as a mother who came from Milledgeville, Georgia, right? Mm-hmm. Same scenario.
Yeah, right.
She ain't never seen no images of us like that on the big screen.
Oh, boy.
And she's like, my son, however old he is, you're going to see this movie. And it's my favorite movie to this day.
Yeah. Captain America. It's funny you say that, man, because of just imagery. Because even the imagery of that movie, because they was in Queens, a rough neighborhood, but you saw this excellence that came into the neighborhood and how it combined together. Tuesday, if you had anything, I know you just want the kids to have exposure, but what do you really want the kids to understand from what they're seeing?
So the image that I want to create, movie's over, the celebrities and everybody else we got to talk to the kids are done. The most powerful thing for me is these kids walked in, the drummers and the whole fanfare, yes, but when they come out of the tunnel that we're creating, I want them to look out at a sea of 1,000 people, cheering them on, wishing them well, shouting, giving them high fives, believing in them and being there for them. There's this whole notion of Wakanda being this community in this country. I want them to lead the theater. They came in an empty parking lot, right? Mm-hmm. But they come out and it's 1,000 people there saying, welcome back. You're part of us. We were here to support you. And they're going to walk through the parking lot with a sea of people on both sides. And we're going to have a Universal Soul Circus there. So we're going to have acrobats and stilt walkers and horse riders. And I told you, I done pulled the Rolls Royces out. Shout out to RML. I gave you a shout out, Mario.
That dude.
But we got them flags. And we got the Georgia State Patrol with the motorcycle escorts. They are going to feel like they are regal.
Right.
Because they are. Because that's back to what you said, Coach. If you can feel it, see it, believe it, touch it, been exposed to it, everything manifests itself. There was a kid at 6 who said, I want to be a doctor. My wife, I know you're listening, but there is a video of my wife at 9 years old from Oklahoma. Her father brought her to the Olympics in Atlanta in 96 when she was 9. And she's doing her first broadcast live from the Olympics at 9. But 20 years later, she's literally in Brazil. Right. Covering the Olympics as a news correspondent 20 years later. It's the same thing. So if I believe that I'm royal, if I believe that I'm empowered and I'm worthy, and this is the kind of thing I should expect, it can manifest itself. Everybody, basketball players, football players, we know it more than anything else. Any athlete is trained to visualize success. Right. It is the same process. You cannot visualize what you can't see. Yeah. Be a doctor, lawyer, accountant, radio, sports radio. I asked the intern, I'll put you in here, bro. I said, why are you an intern? He said he wants to go in sports radio. So why is he here? To learn about sports radio. This is building as we climb.
Yeah.
You guys built a foundation, and he doesn't have to start where y'all started.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And like he just said, you got to feel it.
Come on, man.
Once you get that feeling, it's like when you dunk for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
When I caught my first touchdown, I had to have that feeling, the rush, but I got to get there.
The belief.
And I go back to this. For an athlete, I've always said when the light bulb comes on and everything slows down.
Come on, man.
Then when you take off.
There's no feeling like that, because it's like when you listen to all the greats talk about how everything's in slow motion, right? But the part about that is the work that goes into it,
right?
But also the belief. Mm-hmm. And the funniest thing is we all have somebody that believed in us probably a little bit more than we believed in ourselves, outside of our family, because family's family. You know, for me, it was my college assistant coach.
Come on.
My freshman year, when I walked on, guy had me in the gym hour and a half, 2 hours before practice. No 20-hour rule back then.
Yeah.
No 20-hour rule. And all he said, and all he would tell me is this. He said, there's going to be two pains in life. The pain of hard work or the pain of regret.
Come on.
Which one?
And you remember it to this day. How long ago was that?
30 years ago.
30 years ago, and I will stand on this every day. That assistant coach, 30 years ago, hit you with some advice that is sticking with you today. Words matter, images matter. What we say and pour into these kids, man, it matters.
Man, Jay, thank you so much. Tell everybody about the event that's coming up, man.
Oh, we're going to light the city up. We're taking 725 kids from 14 schools, over 100 volunteers. We need the whole city to come out and support. If you want to learn more, go to www.atlantawakanda.org, Atlanta, WAKANDA.org. We're about to show them. We're about to show them that Atlanta's here. And we stood up for our community. We stood up for our kids. We can take care of our own. But last but not least, fellas, we can solve our own problems. We can heal our own communities, and we don't have to wait on anybody.
And there it is. Jay Bailey, everybody.
That's why he my guy.
Let's do it.
We're about to take some photos, man. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
All right.
Adopt U.S. Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut